the silent danger that steals your energy without you knowing. Have you ever met someone whose presence felt like a storm hidden behind a smile? Someone who never raises their voice, never shows their claws, yet every time you leave their space, you feel smaller, more doubtful, drained of your inner fire? You cannot explain it in words. There is no argument, no betrayal, no insult to point at. Yet deep within, something feels stolen. This, my friends, is the most dangerous form of harm. It does not come with violence. It comes dressed in politeness, disguised as concern, wrapped in the illusion of support. And before you realize it, your energy is gone, your clarity clouded, your spirit trembling beneath invisible chains. Buddha's story warmly greets all of you. Today, I invite you on a journey not just of understanding, but of awakening. Stay with me until the end, because what you are about to hear might save you years of silent suffering. The truth I'm about to reveal is not easy to swallow, but once you see it, you can never unsee it. Throughout history, the greatest darkness never arrives screaming. It sneaks in wearing the mask of familiarity. It mirrors your words, your values, your dreams, only to twist them slowly, feeding on your light while whispering that they care. I have seen this countless times in temples, in families, even among those who walk the path of mindfulness. Let me tell you the story of Ananda and Surya. Names changed, but the lesson remains. Ananda was a devoted seeker, a man of pure heart, constantly striving for inner peace. One day he met Surya, a charismatic, gentle figure who seemed to understand him more deeply than anyone ever had. Surya reflected his ideas, echoed his beliefs, mirrored his ambitions. It felt like destiny, but it was a trap crafted from subtle manipulation. Over weeks and months, Ananda noticed the unexplainable. His energy weakened, his clarity faltered, his dreams felt heavy. Yet, there were no harsh words, no clear betrayal, only a constant, quiet erosion of confidence. And whenever Ananda expressed doubt, Surya smiled and said, "You are just being sensitive. I am only guiding you. I care." This, dear listeners, is how spiritual thieves operate. They do not need to shout. They do not need to strike. Their weapon is your trust. Their strategy is reflection, carefully crafted to bypass your defenses. They learn your rhythm, your fears, your language, not to connect, but to consume. And once inside, they twist your reality, replacing your self-belief with confusion, your dreams with hesitation, your light with shadows. The Buddha warned us, better to walk alone than with a fool. But what if the fool does not appear foolish? What if they appear wise, supportive, safe? That is when discernment, not emotion, becomes your greatest shield. Energy never lies. Words can deceive. Smiles can mislead. But your body whispers the truth. Ananda's body knew long before his mind did. His chest tightened after conversations. His breath shortened. His spirit recoiled. But like many, he ignored the signs, rationalized the discomfort, mistook manipulation for care. Until one day, clarity struck him like lightning. At a meditation retreat, away from Surya's influence, Ananda rediscovered his energy. His dreams reignited. His doubts faded. It became undeniable. Surya was never there to uplift him. Surya was feeding off his uncertainty, disguised as love. The most dangerous people you will meet in life will not attack your body. They will target your spirit. They will not need to insult you. They will simply sit beside you, speak softly, offer concern, and watch as your energy leaks away, one interaction at a time. And if you are not vigilant, you will lose yourself, piece by piece, all while believing they are helping you. But here's the truth, unfiltered and raw. Real connection expands you. Manipulation contracts you. True support makes your soul feel lighter, not smaller. And no matter how sweet the words, if your spirit dims, it is not love. It is control. This is why you must listen beyond language, feel beyond politeness. Trust the ancient intelligence within your body. The tightening in your chest, the shrinking of your confidence, the fog clouding your dreams, they are not weakness. They are warnings. And when you ignore them, you invite darkness too close. You give away your energy to those who survive by draining yours. You lose years to relationships that rewrite your identity, only to realize too late that your fire has been replaced with ash. But you can reclaim it, like Ananda did, by honoring your body's wisdom, by stepping back even from those who mirror your values when your spirit recoils, by understanding that manipulation often comes wrapped in softness, not aggression. Stay vigilant. Not all enemies attack with swords. Some disarm you with smiles. Some control you with concern. Some silence your spirit by pretending to protect it. But your energy is sacred, and you are here not to be consumed, but to shine. Before we continue, I invite you to support this space by subscribing to Buddha Story. Your support gives us the strength to share these powerful lessons and protect more souls from silent suffering. And now, a moment of reflection for you. Let me ask you this. When you feel smaller after being with someone, what does your intuition tell you to do? A. Stay longer. Maybe you are just overthinking. B. Step back and trust your feelings. Comment your answer below with A or B. Your awareness begins the moment you choose to listen. How to recognize subtle manipulation and reclaim your energy. There is an ancient saying often repeated in Buddhist temples, whispered among monks and seekers alike. The sharpest knife is not the one you see. It is the one hidden behind soft silk. It speaks of a danger more destructive than anger, more consuming than hate. It speaks of the quiet manipulator, the energy thief disguised as a friend, a mentor, a partner. Today, let me guide you deeper into recognizing these shadows wrapped in light. Because not all enemies strike with fury. Some weaken you gently, patiently, until your spirit no longer remembers how to stand tall. I once met a man named Elias, known for his charm, his wisdom, his ability to make everyone feel seen. People adored him. They believed he was a healer, a guide. But I watched carefully. I listened beyond his words. I felt the energy shift around him, subtle yet undeniable. Those who spent time with Elias began to change. Not outwardly, not immediately, but their confidence dulled, their clarity faded, their laughter quieted. They started questioning themselves, doubting their worth, mistaking exhaustion for humility. This is the signature of subtle manipulation. It does not roar into your life. It infiltrates gently, through reflection, through words that sound like support but are woven with quiet control. The Buddha taught us that the mind, unguarded, becomes the root of suffering. But how do we guard the mind when the threat does not appear as a threat? When it arrives disguised as care? That is where discernment, cultivated through awareness, becomes our shield. The most dangerous people you will ever encounter rarely raise their voice. They rarely insult you openly. Instead, they drain your spirit with precision, one moment at a time. They learn your language, adopt your dreams, echo your fears, not to connect with you, but to consume your light from within. And the first sign? Your body always knows. Long before your mind rationalizes, long before your heart softens with hope, your body whispers, something is wrong. I remember Sophia, a devoted spiritual seeker, radiant with compassion, determined to spread love. She met Noah, a man who seemed to embody everything she admired. He reflected her beliefs, her ambitions, her values. Their connection felt immediate, powerful, destined. But slowly, quietly, Noah's presence began to distort her. She second-guessed her intuition. Her clarity dimmed. Her spirit tightened in ways she could not explain. And every time she expressed concern, Noah would say, "You are imagining things. I only want the best for you." This is the subtle art of energetic possession. They do not need chains. They rearrange your nervous system, infiltrating your clarity until you cannot tell where their influence ends and your truth begins. Many of you listening have felt this. The tiredness after conversations, the shrinking of your confidence, the fog clouding your decisions. You blamed yourself. You thought, maybe I'm sensitive. Maybe I need to try harder. But let me be clear. Manipulation thrives in the space between your doubt and your truth. Buddhist wisdom reminds us, true connection does not contract you. It expands you. It breathes life into your spirit. It sharpens your clarity. It honors your freedom. Anything less is not love. It is control. And how do you recognize it? By listening deeply, not just to words, but to energy. By observing the residue someone leaves upon your spirit. After their presence, do you feel grounded or lost, empowered or diminished, certain or confused? You must trust these sensations. They are your compass, your shield, your truth. The nervous system, refined through mindfulness, detects danger far before the mind can explain it. I have seen even the most enlightened seekers fall into this trap, because the manipulator's power is not in aggression, but in mimicry. They mirror you to bypass your boundaries. They study you to access your soul. And once inside, they reshape your identity, not with cruelty, but with quiet distortion. This is why boundaries are not a luxury. They are spiritual survival. You do not owe access to everyone who smiles. You do not owe your light to those who dim it. You do not need to justify the space you take to reclaim your energy. Consider the story of Kiran, a young teacher who believed that patience could heal every wound. He allowed someone into his life who praised him, supported him, echoed his mission. But with time, Kiran noticed his strength faltering, his clarity blurring, his joy diminishing. When he finally stepped back, trusting the discomfort in his body over the sweetness of words, he saw the truth. That person was never there to build him, only to manage him, to contain him, to feed off the glow of his purpose. The Buddha never taught blind tolerance. He taught mindful discernment. He taught that wisdom includes knowing when to open your heart and when to close the door. You are not here to be consumed. You are here to rise, to breathe, to expand. And no genuine connection will ever demand that you question your worth to maintain it. Remember this truth as you walk your path. Real love lifts you. Real connection clears your mind. True support leaves your spirit nourished, never diminished. Anything else is not a misunderstanding. It is manipulation. And the sooner you see it, the sooner you free yourself. You do not need to fight. You need to exit. You do not need to explain. You need to reclaim your peace. Your energy is not up for negotiation. Your spirit is not available for quiet consumption. The most powerful boundary you will ever set is the one that protects your clarity. Trust your body. Trust your spirit. And when someone's presence dims your light, do not question your sensitivity. Honor it. That is where your freedom begins. That is how you reclaim your energy.